Today we're going to work on two-step equations again. We're on page 61 in our notebook, so go ahead and pause your video so that you can set up your notebook so that it looks just like this. Remember that there's a notebook check soon. This is your warm-up. It says solve for x in the equation below. So this is a one-step equation. So go ahead and just solve for this variable, this x. Your learning goal is to solve two-step equations involving addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. And your language goal is to write the steps in which you would take to solve each of those equations. Example A, so you're going to need to get your example page out. Example A says a divided by 3 minus 1 is equal to 4. So I'm going to show you guys 3 different ways that you can solve these two-step equations, and you're going to choose at the end which one you'd like to use. This is the one that we did yesterday. So you know that this first bubble is an A. That's your variable. That's the letter that's in your equation. What's happening to that variable is this fraction, and this fraction means division, so I'm dividing by 3. Well, a divided by 3 is a over 3. Next in my equation is I'm subtracting 1. A over 3 minus 1 is just a over 3 minus 1. And that's all equal to this 4. So then I have to do the opposite. Well, the opposite of minus 1 is add 1. 4 plus 1 gives me 5. The opposite of dividing by 3 is to multiply by 3, and 5 times 3 gives me 15. So my answer was a is equal to 15. That's the first way. So I know that a is equal to 15. I could check my answer. All I have to do is plug in this 15 into this a. So I have 15 over 3 minus 1 is equal to 4. 15 divided by 3 is 5. 5 minus 1. 5 minus 1 is 4, so both sides are equal to each other, so I know that I got the correct answer. So that's the first way. That's what we did yesterday. Example B, I'm going to do it a different way. These are do and undo boxes. So what I know is that this equation is written backwards, so I can rewrite it. 2 plus b over 4 is equal to 11. All I did was I switched this equal to this side. That's it. What I also know is that if I use my order of operations, I know that multiplication or division always goes first. So my first do step, the first thing that I see in my problem is I'm dividing by 4. That's what that fraction means. Remember, multiplication or division always goes first. The next thing is I'm adding 2. But now I have to work backwards and do the opposite. So if I work backwards, I start at this 2. It says plus 2, but the opposite of that, or the undo step, is to minus 2. Then the opposite of dividing by 4 would be to multiply by 4. I always only use my undo steps to solve my problem. So the first thing I need to do is subtract 2 on both sides. So I subtract 2. It's very important that you do the minus 2 right underneath that 2. 2 minus 2 is 0. Those cancel. I bring this down. b over 4 is equal to 11 minus 2, which gives me 9. So I did the first undo step, but now I have to do the next one. Next is to multiply by 4. So I multiply by 4 on both sides. These cancel. I'm left with b is equal to 9 times 4, which is 36. So that's just another way that you can solve these two-step problems. So if you like the boxes better, then you can use the boxes. Example C is without the boxes, without the flowchart, and I'm just going to show you how to solve this. The first thing you do is draw a line through your equal sign. I need to get this all by itself, so that means I need to do something with this minus 7. Well, the opposite of minus 7 is to add 7, so let's add 7 to both sides of that equal sign. Negative 7 plus 7 is 0. Cancel each other out. I bring down e divided by 12 is equal to 3 plus 7, which is 10. Well, this is a fraction, the opposite of a fraction, because fraction means division. The opposite of division would be to multiply. So I multiply by 12 on both sides. Remember that whatever you do to one side, you have to do to the other side. These are going to cancel each other out. I'm left with e is equal to 10 times 12, which is 120. And I can check my answer by plugging this 120 into this e. So I have 120 divided by 12 minus 7 is equal to 3. 120 divided by 12 gives me 10. And 10 minus 7 gives me 3. So I know that both sides are equal to each other. So I know that that 120 was correct. So you can decide whichever one that you'd like to do on your practice page today, but make sure that you show all of your work no matter which one that you do choose.